They have two of the guys that has made normal NBA fans sour on the NBA.
Two of the guys that low key ruined basketball for a couple years.
Welcome back to Hits and Hoops, the NBA Previews edition. I'm Tyler, as always, with my main man, Dixon. What's good, Chicho?
Wagwan, brother. Special edition today. NBA hoops, NBA playoffs. Let's get it.
Today we're going to talk about NBA playoff preview. We're going to get into our awards, and then we're also going to get into some just topics around sports. But before I get started, I just want to make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, all on IG, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube.
Need that. Shout out to all the haters in the comments. You might get an answer. We might talk shit. We might keep it civil. We might be sarcastic, but love the engagement. Appreciate it all.
Hey, but that's what it's about, just talking shit, and that's what we do. You feel me?
It's sports, fam. Yeah. Part of
Sports.
sports is talking shit.
Right. All right, so let's jump into our awards first, and then we'll get into the preview. First one, Rookie of the Year. You go first.
Rookie of the year gotta go Stephon Castle. First of all, I already said in a previous episode that it's one of the weakest rookie classes of all time in my eyes. Not only wasn't there a clear standout, there wasn't a clear anything. Players are decent, but you usually have one or two standout rookies that are above the class. The whole class was pretty mid. The only player that was really balling like that was Jared McCain. He got injured going early. Shout out Kella Ware, also in the Heat. But got to give it to Stephon Castle. Led all rookies in scoring and really held it down when Wemby went out, even when he was in too. So he'll be a
I
solid
agree.
piece
Yeah.
moving forward. But give it to Stephon Castle.
You couldn't have said it any better because that's my pick also. But where do you see him? Where do you see his career taking him, especially with Wemby? Do you feel like he'll be one of those players that kind of stagger around this, or do you feel like he'll elevate with the elevation of Wemby?
I think he'll be a great like role player type. You know what I'm saying? Like borderline all star.
So maybe like a D'Lo, maybe.
Maybe a little better than that. Maybe like a Chris Middleton or Austin Reeves, someone of that nature.
Okay, because my opinion on him specifically, I think he has a higher ceiling, multiple All-Star, starting for most of his career.
Really?
Yeah, I was really impressed with him, um, when they were winning, when Wemby was there, and they were doing pretty well. And after Wemby left, I kind of fell off of the Spurs specifically, and especially during the rookie game in the All-Star. I know you can take it with a grain of salt, but to me, he was like by clear the best one. And to me, for whatever reason, I always picture him shorter and smaller, but on screen he's a big guard. I don't know.
Nah,
I
he's
just
pretty
really like.
big, crazy athletic.
Yeah,
Also participated in the dunk contest, so I always give respect when players do that. And speaking of the Spurs, real quick, Chris Paul, you think you slick, my boy. Played all 82 games in season 20. Great feat. But we all know if the playoffs were to start, he was going to get injured.
why you gotta bring up old shit, bro?
He played 82 games this year, but if he were to get up to 90, anything 90 plus, that hammy going. Hey, I know Rockets fans and Clippers fans were sick to their stomach when they seen Chris Paul play all 82 in season 20.
Coach of the year, what you got?
It was a lot of great candidates, I'm not going to lie. But to me, I got to go JB Bickerstaff, coach of the Detroit Pistons. Their turnaround was insane. They went from being 14 and 68, 14 and 68, dead last in everything, dead last in the league, to 44 and 38. That's a 30 game improvement in one season with pretty much all the same players. So that was a really phenomenal feat. There was other great candidates, like I said, out there in OKC, out there in Cleveland. But to me, this was the biggest turnaround. This was, an impressive, eye-opening turnaround. So shout out to them boys in the D, man.
That I mean, I agree with you in what you said in the beginning that there's no clear, like weird, clear winner to me. No one that everybody did well. That's in the running, obviously, but no one out like ahead of the pack. But to me, it's Kenny Atkinson and the Cavs because he took a team that was kind of figuring out what they were doing with the guards, who was like the real true first guard.
They were pretty good though that
They
last
were a
year.
four seed last year, yeah, but then they
Yeah,
became
second round
the best
playoff
team.
team.
They became the best team in the league. Top five offense, top five defense, and they also make Mitchell made. I mean, he's a top five MVP player this year.
Best team in the league the first half of the year.
It's arguable, but yeah, yeah.
OKC was the best team, hands down. There's no argument
I
to
mean,
that. Just overall. But
after
but
All
hey,
Star
Cleveland
game,
was
yeah,
second. That's no fault. Cleveland was second for sure.
right, right. So yeah, I got Atkinson making them a middling East team, which the East isn't very strong, to a top one
Contender.
to top,
Best
yeah,
in the East all year for
yeah,
sure.
favorite in the East. You know what I mean by
Hey, two
far.
and two versus Boston. Hey, that
Yeah.
series going at least seven, boy.
So speaking of you talked about Detroit, Cade Cunningham, he's my most improved player. I didn't really have a real in the running also because I think this award is kind of story driven to me in some ways,
It
but I
always
was
is. You right.
it always is just it's like what was the situation and how did he improve? Because I mean you have people talking all kinds of players, but I'm just gonna make it short and sweet. Cade Cunningham, he have elevated the team. He's elevated his play to a top 20 player, and this is kind of what you wait for with the number one pick. Next year they'll have more experience, and then they'll have hopefully veteran additions that could help them go to the top of the East because the East is weak compared to the West. So who's up to grab it? Who's up to contend? The Celtics. Who's up to contend? The Cavs. So I mean, right now is the time to be honest. If I'm looking
For
at it
that
from
third
Detroit's
tier,
point,
yeah, for that second tier.
but most improved. Who do you got?
That's beautiful because that's exactly who I have. And I've
Oh
been a
wow,
Cade Cunningham fan, since he was coming out of college. But yeah, I got him on a most improved. And that's back to back with me saying, it's the coach of the year, but you got to give Cade Cunningham a huge, huge amount of credit for the season that Detroit's had, the 30 game improvement. And he's the type player to make players around him better. That's who Cade Cunningham is. Crafty and just good all around game. I'll give you the raw stats. Last year, he averaged 22, 4.3 rebounds, 7.5 assists. Really good year. Really underrated year. This year, he's at 26, 6, and 9 assists. So the 9 assists really stands out and lets me know that he's the playmaker of the team. He's running point in the team. He's leading the team. And yeah, I got the same guy. Other contender for me, Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves after the Luka trade was a fucking problem. Austin Reeves after the Luka trade was 25 plus every night. How do I know? Picked him every time in
how do I know?
motherfucking whatever gambling app I be using. Prize picks and shit. Take the over on Austin Reeves the second half of the year, all day, every day. He was hooping like crazy, but I got to give it to Cade Cunningham for sure.
DPOY. Who's your defensive player of the year?
This one was fun for me. This
This
one
one
was
was
fun for me.
hard. This one
This
was
one's
very
always
hard.
hard, but to me, it's not that hard this year because, like, to
Really?
me, when a player does something historic, that's when we really gotta reward that. When a player does something that hasn't been done in 30 years, that's when we have to reward that. And that's what Dyson Daniels did this year, the guard on the Hawks. He was the first player since 1991, John Stockton, to average 3+ steals for a season, something that hasn't been done in 30 years, like I said.
Wow, I didn't know about that. That's really interesting.
He also was in a historic pace for pass deflections. So he was just a menace on the floor. Anytime a guard came up, anytime any ball handler came up, it was a risk that the ball is going to get turned over, fast break. And yeah, I think when a player, like I said, does something historic, this award is oddly enough, not always rewarded to stats.
No,
Most of the
no.
time is rewarded to team, a story, like we had said. But to me, he has the stats to back it up. Historic year. So I gotta go Dyson Daniels out of
Man,
Atlanta.
I did not know about that. That stat. That's a fascinating stat. It's very impressive. Um, Before he got hurt, Wemby was number one to me.
Yeah, for sure.
He
I
was
heard
he
he like
was
still led the league in blocks, which is insane.
what? He still I mean,
Like overall.
that just backs up what I'm saying. Teams don't even go within 8 feet, 9 feet of the rim anymore. Or they or they consciously run underneath the rim
The
to
Steve Nash move.
give it to the outlet. Yeah. But for me, this was hard. Um, because you made a great case for him. Another great case, which was for oddly coming up with steam, was Draymond Green. I didn't think that. Another case was Amon Thompson. I didn't think that, but I got to give it to I got to give it to Evan Mobley. I felt like he was an incredible presence down low, rebounding monster, and he has not to the extent of Wemby, but those elite players kind of have to double think when they go to the rim. And on top of
For
that,
sure.
he is impressively, you know, his lateral quickness is
No, hey,
impressive
he be guarding on the wing, on the outside.
on the outside. His not too many players can, he can't get beat, but not too many players can beat him on a consistent level. They're not pulling them out for an ISO, and if so, you know, he's bound to get a block. So I got to go with Evan Mobley, but to me it was very close. But I don't think there's a wrong answer this year for that. I really don't.
No, yeah, that's solid.
MVP.
Oh, you saving the best for last. MVP, save the best for last. It's SGA.
Hmm.
That's just what it is. And yeah,
Always,
yo, can
man.
I take this shit off?
Yeah, you can unscrew it.
Bro,
Yo, is this the first time you've used that?
you got me holding tentacles the whole time, fam.
Bro, look at your stuff. It's been two
This
years.
guy, bro.
Come on, dude.
The biggest rival to Joker's MVP case this year was his past. Because to me, one of those MVPs, Joel Embiid should have got. That's just me. I'm the only one in the world with that take. Hey, that's fine. Hits and Hoops exclusive.
Hey, Dixon, who gives a shit?
One
That's your
of
take.
Joker's, one of Joker's MVPs, Embiid should have got, and now he's paying for it. It's like Lamar Jackson. Last year, you gave him an MVP for what he is deemed to be a subpar season. So now, when he actually has a great season, you can't give it to him.
I mean, Dixon, I know we could look at it now, but he won the championship that year. And it was but because of him.
Yeah, but it's a regular season award. Don't do that.
I know, but
Don't do that.
it's kind
It's a
of
regular
like
season award. That's why I
it's
said Embiid, because if it was playoffs, his name would be nowhere to be found.
I don't know. I still felt like he was deserving of it, but I that's your answer, SGA. I agree. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same for
Hey,
me.
he led the youngest, most successful team ever.
Yeah,
This was the youngest, most successful team ever. Youngest team to ever win 68 games.
they're the best team, and he's the best player on the best team.
Yes.
That's really what I think it came
Led the
down
league
to.
in scoring.
When he's
From an outside player, from a wing player to average over 30, that's historic. Anytime anyone's done it, whether that's Allen Iverson, James Harden, D Wade was at 31 year, it's historic.
he played historically, he had a great year. No one ever thought SGA would become up to what he's at, and he did it. And he's even better than everybody ever thought of him.
For sure.
That's no knock
Hey, I
on
know
Joker though.
nobody on LA saw this when he was
No,
still on the
hell no.
Clippers.
Everybody knew he was a nice player, but fuck. But Joker is also just he also had us played his season because that Nuggets team, if he wasn't there, they would be probably like a Bulls or at be like a Hawks at best
Hey, Joker had the best season of his career.
of his career.
And he's a two-time MVP winner. And he's not gonna get it this year, but that's just the way it works out. But he had the best season of his year. I think he averaged 30, 12, and 10.
Something
Third
like that.
player to ever average a triple double, joining Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
historic season Joker, but SGA. Hey, you got it, fam. You cheesing, fam. Hey, shout out SGA. He from Canada. You feel me? The man them over there. So big shout out to them. What up,
my
Drake?
problem, my only issue, I think SGA is an incredible talent, but my only issue with him is I feel like he's too good to foul hunt, and I hate when he foul hunts. When he goes in, I know everybody does it, but I feel like he's so good he doesn't need to do it, and that
Yeah, man.
frustrates me. I hate that
I,
in the one
I never fault players for that. I think that's just
part of the game now. It
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
It is. But it
You gotta
just
hey,
drives
you
me
gotta
crazy.
manipulate the game whatever way to your
A
benefit.
100%. Any advantage you got to use it.
Exactly.
I get it, but I just feel like he's too good for that.
No, I hear you.
NBA playoffs, like, all right, wait, back up. Harden, I felt like was always too good for that, but he's the king of that shit.
Hey, Harden OD'd. Like SGA, he's borderline OD, but Harden OD'd on that shit. Like to the point where they had to change the rules for this man.
NBA playoffs preview. I want to start in the East because I think the West is a lot more interesting.
Let's do it, fam.
And I'm just going to go down bracket style, just like how it would be on a bracket. Right now, Cleveland and the eight seed. We don't know who the eight seed is right now, but we don't need to talk about the eight seed because whoever Cleveland plays is going to wax them.
For shit show.
That team will be lucky if it's the Hawks, if it's the Bulls, if it's the Heat, they're going to get waxed. They'll be lucky to get one game. It's just what it is. That's how good this team is this year, and I hope they smooth over whoever they got in this first round. That way they're healthy and ready to go round two, because that's when it gets to cracking. That's when teams really start to tighten up. 2-7, we have Celtics and Magic now. Magic racked up that game last night. I also think this is going to be a 4-0.
This gonna
Celtics
be a
are
motherfucking sweep. Hey, where my broom at? I don't got one. Hey, Magic and that ass whoop. But shout out to them for, consistently making the playoffs every year. But yeah, that's gonna be an ass whooping. But Banchero, he gonna have some fucking games. I'm gonna tell you that.
when it comes to this game, the Celtics are a top three shooting, a 3-point shooting team in the league. The Magic, and I heard this last night. I know I mentioned to you earlier. They're the last 3-point shooting team in the league, percentage wise. You can't. There's one thing. I used to listen to a Coward a lot. You know that he used to be one of my guys, but he just I had to get him out of there. Too toxic. One thing he said, and I've thought about this ever since the 3-point explosion has happened in 2014, 2015. You used to have to be, if you're a contender, if you have a 3-point centric shooting team, you're a contender. It went from 4, 5, and then now in the modern day basketball, if you can't shoot the three, you're not even looked at as a serious team. So for the Magic to be 30th in the league at 3-point percentage, there's no chance. And they have to fix
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be tough. They're one of the better defensive teams in the league, but it's gonna be tough. The math ain't mathing.
Knicks and Pistons, the 3 and the 6.
I think New York should win this for sure. I think it's gonna get a little bit harder than it needs to be. Might go six. I expect Detroit to put up a good fight, but Knicks should win this. They finally, all getting healthy at the right time, and let's see what they got.
Yeah, I agree. I have Knicks in 7. I think the Pistons will put up a really good fight. I think the Pistons story's been great. They have they're that tough Detroit Piston team. But I think the when crunch time goes, and especially in the playoffs, Tibbs likes to play his starters a lot, a lot, a lot. He already
Oh,
does it a
one of them
lot,
at least getting injured from over too many minutes.
probably. So that 5 versus their 5, I think it's going to be too much, and they're just going to outscore him every game. I think that's what it comes down to. I think at least one player will get hurt in this on the Knicks, but I think they'll kind of win in 7. And plus, on top of that, they have the best player in the series, Brunson. Who's going to be able to guard Brunson on a night to night basis? He in the playoffs also elevates his game.
Yeah, no, not just that. They got like I would say Brunson is the best player in the series. Second is Cat. Third is Banchero, but then, New York is way deeper.
So you got Knicks in six?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, okay. Next series, last series in the East, Pacers and Bucks, the 4 and the 5.
Now this low key might be the best series in the East, in the first round at least.
Yeah, good
These
point.
teams been had beef. They've been going at it low key last couple of years, but I think Giannis is on a tear right now. They
Wow.
keep saying Dame might not be available for the playoffs. That don't sound good, but
He's not
since
coming
he's
back.
been out, since he's been out, Giannis has been going crazy. Similar stats to what Joker's been doing. I think he's averaging like 30, 11, and 10, just to end off the year. And it's gonna be a tough series. That one might go seven, but I think Giannis will prevail.
Wow. I think if there's no Dame, there's no advancement. He Giannis has to do so much.
But
And
they look better without Dame. It's weird.
yeah, but that consistent scoring, like Dame's kind of been
In the
here,
playoffs is gonna be
it
different.
tightens up. Some of those
When they
other
could just
guys
focus on one player, you need
is
that second
different.
guy.
Like we need to cancel out Dame. You can't cancel Giannis out. He's proven that.
Yeah.
But I think I see the series kind of doing the other thing. I think without that extra player, Giannis is going to have to do too much, and I don't really
Hey,
trust everybody on the team.
Kevin Porter Jr. been putting in work, but he got to come through right now. This is when
This is
we
this
need it
is this is going to be tough because this Pacer team is good. I think that
for
they'll make
sure.
it to the second round and play the Knicks again, or they'll get slaughtered by everybody else. But um, the Pacers are not sexy. That's why we don't kind of look at them, a
Small
lot.
market team.
Yeah, small market team. They have Halliburton and they have
Halliburton's a stud though on
he
the
is
low.
Siakam, but it's not a sexy team. Rick Carlisle's
Exactly.
still there, so I think they'll take out the Bucks and Doc Rivers will lose again in the first round. But
Jesus.
to me, no Dame, no
As long as they
advancement.
don't blow another 3-1 lead.
Yeah, that's facts. Before we move on from the East, our Heat finished at 10, 10 seed. Now they're mopping the Bulls right now, but w-
Real
we wa-
shit.
yeah, they're by 20. They've been playing really good.
I
What
know.
what do you think? Because probably this is probably one of the last times we talk about them. What do you think the future is with the Heat, with how the roster is constructed, or front office, or just what is your thoughts as a Heat fan going into the playoffs? Without them or about to get sent home first round.
I mean, he was doing a good job. They were tanking at one point where they lost like 10 plus straight. And then, they decided to start trying again. And now they're in this position. So, of course, now that they're in this position, I want them to go to the playoffs. I want them to, put up a fight like they always do in the playoffs. And I predict them to. I predict them making it through the play in and making it just because we're the only team in that lower seeding that has that playoff experience and that playoff integrity. And like you said, we've been hooping lately. I think the future is we got to get, KD or somebody on his level next year.
Have to.
Get the fuck whoever needs to go needs to go. I don't even care. There's nobody on the team that's like non-touchable. But yeah, you got to get KD if you can keep that four nucleus like we always been talking about that core in Ware, Jovic, Bam, and Hero, but got to get a KD caliber type player. So superstar.
Yeah, I can't believe we're on the same page as this.
I've been saying this for the last 5 years. Every offseason, I say the same fucking thing.
But when it comes to like they're the 10 seed, if they get in, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be in. My
Yeah.
expectations are gonna go back to what they were because you shine the light that was in front of me the whole time. Just lower your expectations and you'll be a lot happier. Because my
Yeah.
thought, finals the last 2 out of 4 years. What we're there. Then the disaster with Jimmy. I bet you put a bad stink in that locker room because we saw a bad stink on the court. And now they're playing well. They have good role players.
You're probably right about that. It probably was like after Jimmy left, some adjusting to happen.
Yeah,
So now it seems like they're actually getting back on track. You're right
like
about that.
that 20, 24, 6 and 6 every night. Like they have to replace that. Wiggins is not that player. Alec Burke is not that player. I know he's playing really well with us, but Davion Mitchell's a good player, but those three players don't make Jimmy. You feel me?
Wiggins soft as shit.
So I mean, Wiggins is a good piece if he's your sixth, seventh person, but if he's your three or four,
Literally,
if he's your 3 or 4, he'll have a good game, 28 here, 26 here, but like consistently he's not. And that's okay. That's who he is at this point of his career. He was never that. You feel me? Um, but if you add a KD to this team, I really think it's elevated. I really think, and it's so silly to say that because you could probably say that about a bunch of other teams, but I really think this team has the length and the scoring ability now because that was our biggest crutch for so many years. And we have a professional scorer on our team now. Hero is a professional scorer in the NBA. I mean, shoot, he won the 3-point contest. He gets
made his
his
first All
shots.
Star team as well.
He gets his shots, and I've really grown to really love Hero. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. What's the future with Riley?
He gonna hold on to that spot as long as he can till he
Yeah, I
dies.
think so.
Hell yeah, he ain't giving that shit up. You crazy?
Yeah. All
Hell
right,
no.
man. Moving to the West.
Hey, now shit. Hey,
Now it's tightening up.
now things about to get spicy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, I'm gonna go OKC in 8. It's gonna be a similar thing what I said about the Cavs. Whoever they play, Kings, Mavs, or Grizz, I think they're gonna be Grizz will put up a fight, but I think they're gonna smack the Kings or the Mavs easily in 4.
For sure. Grizz might get a steal or win. Gentleman sweep.
Maybe, yeah, maybe a win or two, but I think it'll be too much. Rockets and Golden State. Golden State summed it up last night. They're the 7th seed. Rockets are the 2nd seed. What do you think about this series? Because I love this series.
Hey, this series is fire. This series is fire. I gotta go Warriors.
Man, bro, me too.
I gotta go Warriors because the experience, you can't teach experience. And Rockets, yeah, they had a great year, but Draymond Green is a different type of bully in the playoffs, fam. Like
Yeah, these guys gonna be
like
ready?
all his crazy antics get leveled up in the playoffs. Like his weird shit gets leveled up in the playoffs. Steph Curry been there, and now they got playoff Jimmy, who already started off with a 38-point piece. He's still there. I told you he had one or two more playoff runs. And I
Oh,
think we're definitely seeing it. But man, this series at least going 6, if not 7. Hey,
100%, bro.
them young boys gonna fight.
I'm not gonna regurgitate what you said because that's exactly what I think. And I really thought I was gonna get you. I was gonna zag on you on this one, but I think yeah,
I'm
Golden State.
objective, fam. I'm a Warriors hater, but
I
you feel
know,
me?
I know. I think that's what it comes down to is the experience. They have two guys that have been there, done that. Obviously, Jimmy didn't win, but he's been to the mountaintop several times, and this is his
Yes,
time. Like you said, when he played the Grizz last night, he was the best player on the court. Steph summed it up, but he was the best player on the court.
for
Um,
sure.
on both sides of the ball. But damn, the Rockets gotta go now. Damn, that's tough.
I
I would
know. Hey,
I
but
wish I could see them
it's
advance.
fine, bro. They just starting their journey. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right. All right, going to the Lakers and the Wolves, the 3 and the 6. How are we feeling about this matchup?
You go first on this one, fam.
This matchup could be, in my opinion, at least a second round matchup. But that we get it in the first round is even better. Okay.
It's fucking
Younger
amazing.
team versus an Luca and an older LeBron. But LeBron has been playing outstanding basketball. Outstanding basketball. Luca has been playing phenomenal basketball. I think the Lakers take it in 6. And I think it's because of the mojo that the Lakers are oozing out right now.
Mad aura.
Anthony Edwards and the Wolves have had a great, 25 games. And Edwards can do it. He can do it. He plays in these moments. But to put Brando back in the playoffs, we've seen what he does in the playoffs. For
Complete
what
garbage in the
for
playoffs.
whatever reason he can't do it. So
Because
that's
that
except
selfish one-on-one ball, that shit ain't gonna work in the playoffs.
no, that's the him your second option and Gobert. I know he's a great regular season award person, but man, I mean, we saw it last year and even in the Olympics. He got benched when shit was
Nah,
tough.
I'm not gonna let you do that. Because last year Timberwolves had a deep playoff run. Gobert was there. Years before that, he was
Whoa,
cooked.
but
Years
he
before
had
that, he
Cat.
was cooked
He had Cat, another 6'11" person next to him that also could shoot the three at the
for
four.
sure. Now he
That's
got
huge.
Julius. He ain't as big, but in today's age, he's a solid power forward. But man, I agree with you. Got to go Lake Show. I think their offensive potential is the sky. When you have two of the best playmakers of all time, we're just in the gym taking wide open threes. Me and you could be on the team and we're just gonna get wide open threes. So all they gotta do is make wide open threes because that's exactly what Luke is gonna do. And the way LeBron's been able to adapt his whole game and play more off ball and play more cutting and inside, it's been amazing to watch. But it's definitely gonna be an interesting series. Definitely gonna be an interesting series because Ant Edwards last year he had a historic playoff run. He sent home packing two legends, KD in a sweep, whooped him, and then Joker in a 7 game series. So he did have a historic playoff run last year, and I think he's more than capable of getting one, if not 2 games by himself. When I say by
Yeah,
himself, is 40 plus, baby. He got that dog in him. And let's see, but nah, I think Lakeshore got this one.
yeah, I think they take it in six. That's where I'm going.
5 or 6.
Okay. And now again, the four and the five, the most intriguing series in my opinion. Denver and Clippers. I think Denver's in a tough spot right now because they have not been playing well. I think Joker's has been doing a lot for them to win. Even the best game of his career, they lost. Because why?
That
Supporting
60-point
cast,
triple double
which was amazing. It was an amazing performance.
all time.
Clippers have been soaring. Everybody's saying Kawhi's
Yo,
back.
Clippers are 19-3. They've actually been the best team at the end of the year. We talking about all these end of year explosions. Clippers have had the best. But get to it. Hey, get to it, boy.
You know where I'm
Hey,
going.
let's go.
You know where I'm going.
But
Kawhi's back. Okay. What happened to Kawhi last year? What happened to Kawhi the year before? What happened to Kawhi the year before? You
gets
happened to
mysteriously injured.
I can't. Okay. I will be lying to you if I didn't mention this. I hate watch the Clippers because they have two of the guys that has made normal NBA fans sour on the NBA.
Two of the guys that low key ruined basketball for a couple years.
They did. They were the main drivers if they wanted to or not.
And KD.
I want to leave. I want the money. I want to leave. I want the money. I want to leave. I want the money. Several times. But when Kawhi is, all right, I'll play here, but I'm not playing for the whole year. I'll play now. I'm not playing the
Kawhi is
next.
the face of load management.
And I hate it.
And
I
James
hate it.
Harden is the face of playoff choke. So you got one player who's not available, like physically can't play Kawhi. Because when he does, he's still, top 10 player.
Still
But
amazing.
Harden always plays, gonna play all year and the playoffs. But in the playoffs, you
But
know what
yo,
time it
we
is.
mentioned it earlier. The foul hunting is what kills Harden in the playoffs because they hold the whistle a little bit. And what does Harden, especially at his prime, love to do? Get that driving whistle with that euro and his arms extended every time.
Yes, sir. Hey, and,
He's
and shout out Norman Powell, probably one of the best third options in the league this year. He been hooping like crazy,
yeah,
and
really,
Zubac. So I
really
think the
impressive.
overall they got a really good team. Everyone
Yeah,
around them. Shout out Chris Dunn. He
they're
resurrected
peaking
his
right
NBA
now.
career. They're peaking. If Kawhi and Harden are healthy, I gotta go Nuggets. I mean, I gotta go Clippers. My fault.
Eh, no, I get it. I really thought we would have had a different teams a lot of the time, but I'm going Clippers too. Clippers in seven. I
And
think they're
seven, boy.
Clippers are surging. but Denver's like, fuck, what do we do? Like, what's
Denver's a
going on?
mess. Fire their championship coach with like 2 weeks left in the season. Who the fuck does that?
And I have heard some toxic shit has come out of there ever since then, which we thought would happen. But man, I really was hoping that Denver would be at a better spot, and they just haven't done anything very impressive. And it's just availability and who they have as their
Them
depth.
championship players starting to look old, fam.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Jamal Murray, Gordon, and MPJ, they're starting to look old. And it's crazy because they're not really old, but it's just today's league. They're starting to look a little old. But nah, I think Jokic is great enough to get 3 wins by himself. So I'll give you a 7 game series right there.
Oh, that's it. That's our last game. You got anything else to add to the playoffs? Can't wait, man.
Finals picks, go. Hey,
You
this
know
wasn't on
what?
the docket, boy, but you know it's coming.
You know what? And I said it twice about two different teams, OKC and Cleveland, the two best teams. I think they both make it. I really
Your
do.
oh my god, your Boston hate is fucking peaking. I can't believe the Boston won a championship. Proved you wrong.
Bro,
No, first of all, wait, Boston proved you wrong. Shut up all the haters. Everyone in Miami had to be quiet for a
yep.
whole year. And you went right back on the hating bandwagon after they proved you wrong. And now you saying Cleveland. Wow.
It's not that I hate, like, to me, the
You can't
first
control it, fam.
the first
Hey, it's just some shit like you just
no,
can't
no, no, no. Let me
control. It's
let me
fine.
say
It's
something
like
about let me say
it's
nice,
just
something
in your
nice.
bloods.
Let me say something nice. Yes, I do not like Boston, right? You'll know that if y'all been listening, you know that. I do not like Boston, but it's a Miami thing. If I objectively look at Boston, objectively, Jason Tatum has had his best year of his career. He's in the top six player of the league right now. But to me, he's been the most impressive. Like he has, you said it.
All around game.
It's the you said it earlier in the year that Team USA and Steve Kerr brought out the villain. What'd you say, villain Tatum?
And
The.
the way that he was getting roasted for fucking copying everyone's emotes and shit.
But he did do that, right? We can agree on that, right?
It's documented.
No, no, no. But you agree, right?
What, that he copied people's emotes?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. It's
Okay,
like
okay.
it's on tape. Like
I
it ain't
got it. I'm
even
just refreshing my
there's
memory. I'm
lit hey,
sorry.
there's highlight tapes out there of Jason Tatum just
Oh, I know.
copying people's whole swag.
But it was like for me, it was too easy to get on him for it. It's like, yo,
They OD'd. Yeah, they went too
listen,
hard on
man.
him.
But this has been the best year of Jason Tatum's career. I think they also have another six-man candidate was Peyton off the bench.
Yes, sir.
They're a good team. The one thing that I think is different about this year is Jaylen Brown, for some reason, is not as good as what he was last year. Now, playoff Jaylen Brown exploded last year. He
He
was
went
better than
crazy.
Tatum last year in the playoffs.
He
But
went
I think
crazy.
what Tatum's doing with the team is going to carry them. And it's no knock. I think Boston can win it. But to me, I think Cleveland is just a little bit better of a team, in my opinion.
I think
But it's no
Boston
knock
could
because
have
I think
had
Boston can win. I think they can win.
Boston could have had as great of a season, regular season as Cleveland, but once you win a championship, you understand you have to take it easy a little bit
It's yeah.
and then go crazy in the playoffs. But whenever Boston's all their star players are in, they're still, the best team in the league. But
Yeah.
for me, who you got winning then?
That I don't know. If I'm
Gotta
going
give me
every
a winner, G.
if I'm going, with everything that I've been just saying for the past hour, going by my, what my thought process is of a championship team, I think it's OKC. They've been the best team, best player, and I think they've been to the heights so many times. They kind of know what it feels like. So I think OKC brings it home.
I don't wanna die too young. They still too young. Nah, for me, gang, I got the Lakers coming out the West.
Okay.
OKC's been the best team, but when I seen the Lakers match up with OKC, looks like they had their card. It was two close games, mind you.
Oh yeah.
Toward the end of the year, two really close games. Lakers won one, OKC won the other one. But it looked to me like Lakers had the edge, you know, in that series. And Luka Doncic beat them single handedly last year. Anyway, now he
That was
got
a
Braun,
fire series.
and now he got Braun. So it's definitely gonna come down to them too. That's probably be the Western Conference Finals. But I got Lakers coming out. And coming out the East, like I said, I got Boston. So hey, what do we
Ooh,
have?
throwback
What do we
matchup.
have here? The greatest
Nice.
rivalry in NBA history.
I like
Let's
that.
do it. Hey, NBA, I'm pitching you the idea. I'm pitching you the script right now. Hey, hold on, fam. Hey, Tyler, hold on, fam. Who is hoops and hits?
What?
I see y'all. I see y'all. Hoops and hits. Some
Mm,
bullshit ESPN Australia podcast bit or whole shit. Hey, don't worry. I'm gonna get on the ass. This is the first time I'm even mentioning it to you, but I'm gonna get on
I
the
seen him.
ass.
I seen him.
Hey, everyone that fucks with the pod, spam them boys. Them boys copied our whole shit. Hey, it's all proven. It's all history. We gonna get lawyers on it. We gonna get paperwork on it. Don't worry. But who the fuck is hoops and hits, fam? Fuck out of here. Anyways, yeah, I got a classic rivalry series,
I
Boston
like
versus
that.
Lakers, and I got Boston. Hey, I'm sorry, Braun. I'm sorry to give you another finals loss. Like I
Woo!
really, bruh, this is gonna
Damn,
kill
Dixon.
you. Bruh, this is gonna
It's
kill
fucked
you.
up.
I really don't want to
I
do
thought
this,
I
fam.
thought you were a broad sexual, bro. Come
Ah,
on.
hey, Boston's too fucking good, dog. Like they're OD. Like that 3-point shit with them is kind of OD. But when they're hitting, they're unstoppable. So, yeah, man, I got Boston back to back champs.
Wow. Incredible. Anything you got to add to the playoffs?
Nah, that was fire.
All right, man. Some news around sports, and I'm gonna need you to put me onto this Brandon Jennings versus the world. I know he's been having a one-on-one content thing, but put me onto this. I'm not sure what's going on over here.
Okay, so Brandon Jennings went on Gil's Arena, which he's part of. You know, he's one of the part of the crew there, and for whatever reason, he just started calling out mad players from his draft class.
Okay.
So, those players included Ty Lawson.
Mhm.
Those players included Drew Holiday and Marcus Thornton. I think he might have called out Lou Williams too. It ended up just spiraling into something even bigger. But I know originally he called out people in his draft class, mainly from what I remember. It was Ty Lawson, it was Marcus Thornton, it was Drew Holiday. But then it ended up spiraling to, him versus Patrick Beverly, to, him versus Lou Williams for whatever reason. But I wanted to ask you, specifically, let's stay in his draft class because we know those players, because this is our generation type players. Who you got? Brandon Jennings versus Ty Lawson.
Like prime, so you're talking Nuggets
Oh,
prime.
like if they were to play right now, because that's what the
Oh,
whole
oh
competition
no.
is. That's what the whole
Oh,
thing
they're
is.
doing it now. Oh,
No,
okay.
no, 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 no. They beefing about playing now. They're not talking
Oh,
about who had the
true.
better career.
Brandon
He say,
Jennings.
I'll box you. I'll put you in a box right now, 1-on-1.
Oh my God.
That's what
Brandon
they talking
Jennings.
about.
Brandon Jennings. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Brandon Jennings too. Hey, Brandon Jennings was cold, especially as a rookie.
He
He
was.
was
He was on
dropping
those
50
trash
bombs and
Bucks
shit.
teams. Yeah. I mean,
He, he was going crazy. Offensively, he's gifted. I just got him, he obviously got high over Ty Lawson. Ty Lawson was a beast though. I ain't
oh
gonna
yeah, he
hold you.
was a bully. He can score quite a bit.
Super quick.
Yeah, super quick. I think he was playing overseas a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, next. Ty Lawson versus Marcus Thornton. Marcus Thornton was like
Yeah, he was a shooter. I remember him. He was on
a
the Kings.
guard
And,
forward for
yeah.
the Kings, right? That one might get a little tricky.
Yeah, depending on what kind of shape he's in now,
Yeah.
I think Marcus Thornton because had a bigger body. He
Guy's
was
way
more mus.
bigger.
He was
Way bigger. Because
he
Brandon
was
Jennings ain't big at all.
yeah. BJ's well like 6'1" maybe. He was like 180, 190, right?
Hey, you
Not
being
that
generous. You being generous. That
true.
boy is
True.
light. Might be 170.
But I'm talking about now though. Like
Boy,
in your
still light.
all right. So So maybe Marcus Thornton because he has such a size advantage, and if he still got his feet underneath him, I think Marcus could probably take him because he
I
was a
still
big
got
he was a shooter.
he was like a big forward guard type.
Yeah,
But I
like
still got B
interchangeable.
Jennings in that one. I still got B
Okay,
Jennings in that one just from his ability to score the ball.
okay,
But for the last one, B Jennings versus Drew Holiday. Stop it. Like that's where you just started sounding crazy.
yeah.
Like the other two were cute, but when you start talking about all NBA two-time champion Drew Holiday,
Defensive player, candidate of the year,
I ain't even talking about his offense. He's
and he's
gonna
still
clamp
playing
you.
right now on a
No, no, no.
championship team.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. He's still outside.
yeah.
You in Gil's Arena, he's still outside.
He was just playing in the Olympics. You feel me? So
Drew Holiday, yeah, I ain't even like what worries about me playing him one on one is the defense.
oh
Fuck the
yeah,
offense. I'm just worried about if I am I gonna be able to get a bucket?
Drew Holiday could put any guard underneath him, like size wise, in a box. You're not driving on him. He's gonna take you from,
You're not driving.
obviously not 94 feet, but half court and on. Not gonna be able to go by him. And also one thing he's good at is bully small guards and offensively. You're
Yeah, he gonna post your ass up for
yeah,
sure.
he's gonna bring you down to the paint and just hit a little floaters and stuff like that.
Gonna
Because
post game your
even
dumb
though
ass.
Holiday's he's small on TV, he's still about 6'3", 6'4". You feel me? And
He's about 6'4" at minimal.
we talked about this before, like 6'7" for a point guard is normal now. So and he's playing undersized for if we go by those metrics.
Yeah, 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 no, for sure.
So next thing you wanted to talk about going on in the NBA right now, John Morant celebrations. I know he got fined and had a talking to about the gun celebrations. So he had switched over to a grenade. What is
Hey, the motherfucker went into his menu, into the little game menu,
yeah.
and picked a different option, went a different direction, picked a different arsenal out the motherfucking menu.
Yeah, I understand why the NBA or sports leagues in general don't want the
Of
best
course.
athletes, making gun gestures. But when you watch the game, it is just a celebration. Shooters shoot, bow and arrow. It's a version of that.
It's
You know what I
been
mean?
going on before, Jaw.
Yeah, but it's just I guess with society and how much these players are put on a pedestal. Yeah, doing that I understand. The grenade shit I think is hilarious. When I saw him do that when he
Oh
first did
my
it,
God.
it was quite funny
What
and
did you think though? Because I know you oftentimes on the side of like the league and shit like that. So what do you think about this? Like, do you think that, you know, they should go this hard on him? Like, you think it's a problem, or what do you think about it?
I mean I don't know I mean I know they find him, but like are they actually trying to be like, hey, just no gun stuff. Do whatever you want. The
Well, they're
gun,
doing a
that's
league
fine.
wide thing to try
I
to
mean,
suppress
NFL
that.
is too. All the leagues are, like
Yeah.
everything. So I understand why they're doing it because it's not a good look. It really isn't. And,
Yeah.
they're young players, but a lot of young people do dumb shit.
You don't
We're in
want
our
them glorifying that
yeah.
lifestyle.
You don't want them to, and on top of
And they're
that,
looked at as role models and shit.
exactly. They're put on ads. They don't want them to do that. I get that from a business
So what'd
wise.
you think about the grenade shit?
I thought that was hilarious. I
I love
really
that shit. I
did.
thought that shit was
I thought
so
it was great.
creative.
Yeah,
I thought it was so creative. I thought his answer was even more genius that he was like, "Oh, I'm taking the words out of my mouth, throwing them
yeah.
for the public,
John's definitely
and
been having
blocking out
fun.
the noise."
Yeah,
Man,
John.
that motherfucking celebration is goaded.
That was
But
so funny.
the reason why it's different with Ja is because he actually plays with sticks off the court. Like
No,
John Morant
yeah,
actually
I
plays
guess.
with tools. John Morant actually plays with tools off the court. A lot of these kids, they doing this shit. Now they got the two motherfucking guns going. They not doing shit. You're not doing shit. John Morant, he actually played with sticks out there in Tennessee. So that's why it's different with him. But I don't like how unfair it's been with the fining. How you gonna fine him 70K for doing the
Yeah,
same celebration that over half the league does? Let's not do that. If anything, let's just do a league wide thing to stop it from, going any further. But I thought that they fined him was a little bit too targeted for me. But man, genius move was switching it up. Hey, and Ja, I got you on the next one. Ready?
Let's
I'm gonna
go.
drop
Let's
my
do
mic
it.
for this. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so he gonna hit the three and then this. Hey, grenade launcher next, boy. A grenade launcher at that motherfucker. That's what we're gonna do next. You heard, Ja?
Yeah, I mean, I get that he's yeah targeted a little bit, but he already had that stain on his resume of that.
For sure.
Like,
He actually got
let's
in
not bring
trouble
that
for that.
up. He got in big trouble for that. He got exposed for that. His dad said he ain't about none of that. So he might play with them, but he's literally
I
playing
think
with
he
them
don't come
like
from
two
that.
action figures.
I
Yeah,
don't think he come from that, but I think he became that.
he wants that, and we know people like that.
Yes. Hey, I call it the John Morant syndrome.
Next thing, going to college football. We do
Huge
got the
fucking
draft coming up.
story.
Can't
Hey,
wait.
I think Tyler, I think this is like a really big like defining story right here.
We have Tennessee's quarterback moving on, Nico Iamaleava, but everybody knows him as Nico. Going into last year, he was favorited for Heisman, and obviously he just didn't have a good year. But he came into this year saying, "Yo, I need a raise. Give me 4 mil,
He was already getting what, 2 mil?
2.5, I think, a year as a college athlete." So
He
now
was sitting out.
they said deuces.
He was holding out for the 4 mil.
Yeah. So what's the future of
Not going to
this?
practices, not going to meetings. Hey, look, I'm almost always on the side of the player
Yeah.
when we get to professionals. When you're a collegiate athlete, first of all, I'm not against NILs because NCAA was making billions off of young men's backs and sweat and blood and tears for decades upon decades upon decades. One of the most corrupt organizations in the history of the United States because they're qualified as a nonprofit for being, educational. So I don't have a problem with NILs, but this is just the harsh reality of what it's going to turn into. Everything has to go to the extreme, and now we got an issue on our hands, so I think we got to find a way to regulate it. But it's just going to take away, from the integrity of the game, and it is what it is. I think it is was fair overall, but I think what he did, I think it was great that the team made an example out of him because, like for example, in the NFL, that shit don't fly. In the NFL, that trade request shit, that pouting shit, that threatening shit don't fly. And the NBA does, but the NFL doesn't. So, and they've been able to keep the integrity of the game somewhat. So, I think Tennessee did a great move. I think they did a move on behalf of all of NCAA football and the sports integrity by moving on from him because, fam, you didn't really prove it yet. You have amazing potential, but like Tyler said, favorite to win the Heisman, and you didn't come nowhere close to that. So, great move by them, and now he's looking stuck, nowhere to go. I heard he might be looking at y'all boys, UNC.
Oh, interesting. What do you think the future of? Do you think they should sign contracts, 2-year contracts, or some sort of financial commitment on their side?
Got to get contracts involved somehow.
Yeah, or just some sort of commit, like 2-year minimum commitment. I
Yeah,
think
somehow.
that would help the NIL a lot. Putting some
And it's fine
recognition.
because look, it's just starting. So we're
Yeah,
about to go through these hiccups and these speed bumps. It's not the end of the world, but they definitely got to figure out something because
I,
this is ugly.
yeah. This is definitely a poop stain on them. But I think in the next 5 years, the NIL and a lot of the college system will look a lot different. I think NCAA the last couple of years has really opened their mind to a lot and realized that they could be doing more. You know, obviously, like with the college football playoffs, like that shit was electrifying. Having 12 seeds was electrifying. So
Yeah,
I do,
playoffs and shit, how they've done that.
yeah. So I do think the game will expand, and I think the NIL stuff should follow. So I do hope they make the right decision and do
That
that.
transfer portal shit's whack. I don't fuck with that shit. Like for
Nah,
me, I'm like a loyal type guy.
yeah,
So I'm like, bro, if I commit to this college, I'm trying to play here like all 4 years. I'm trying to, be an alma mater. Like that switching every fucking year shit in both basketball and this, it's just getting way out of hand, fam.
it's getting way out of hand. I agree. I think you have to have some sort of camaraderie that's a trait to me, is your chemistry with your teammates and your organization.
You got to
That
build that.
that mercenary shit is fun until, it doesn't work anymore, or until
Yeah.
you're blackballed or some shit, I totally agree with what you said. Totally agree with what you said. One thing we didn't have this on the docket either. I wanted to know, and we never really talked about this, but I know recently your boy Stephen A. Smith said that someone in another generation said that Steph wouldn't be able to play in this generation or in that generation in the 80s and 90s. What is your take on when old heads and even newer guys say, "Oh, this guy couldn't play in this era," or vice versa, especially when it comes to a player like Steph, a top 10 player of all time now?
Right. I think, I don't think there's a universal rule with that. I think it's all player per player base. For me, I find it really hard to say like the players back then couldn't have played now because it's all evolution. They didn't have, access to the training, to the knowledge, to the technology. So who's to say if we didn't give them all that they wouldn't be what the players is now? So it's hard for me to say that all players couldn't play now, but I think we can definitely talk about current players and see if they could play back then because we know how it was.
Right.
We have the benefit of hindsight. But Steph Curry would fucking destroy the league. Are you
It would be
kidding me?
crazy.
They
Yeah.
threes weren't even a big thing back then. Can you imagine if you just dropped Steph Curry in the 90s? Threes weren't even a thing back then.
You had a couple
He would
players that shot five
absolutely
threes a game. Yeah.
revolutionize and destroy the league.
Yeah.
Like he did already. Even
Yeah.
worse though.
I agree. 100%. I think that's so silly to say. Yeah, he would get a little bit more bumps and bruises, but you don't think Stephen Curry, the best shooter of all time, would figure out
He don't need to be physical, bro. He gonna be 30 fucking feet away bombing you. Now you're gonna be
he's
able
going
to
to
play
shake
that.
you, run into three screens with three behemoths, get that open shot in the corner, even if your best defender's coming at you. He'll still splash it. He does it night in and night out.
Yeah. He
But
play any era.
any era. Yeah, that's it, man. You got anything else to add to the episode?
Nah,
Playoffs are
man.
coming. Can't wait.
Phenomenal episode.
Can't
Shout
wait.
out all my fans. Shout out all the people. Shout out all the people that fuck with us.
But all right,
If you
man.
tuned in this far, you're a real one.
Have a great night, my brother, and we'll be talking shortly. Hits and hoops, baby. We out.
Yes, sir.